was really a heightened kind of romantic beginning, and that's every girl's fantasy, to be worshipped like that, and we worshipped each other.
How am I not married? How is that? I'm too hot. That's right, I'm too hot.
That's what it is.
Why limit myself?
How is it that there isn't a man strong enough to be your man? How is it?
I don't know. I mean, honestly, I even scratch my head and go.
Kid Rock has never been one to shy away from controversy, but now, three of the most influential women in his life, Sheryl Crow, Pamela Anderson, and longtime fiancée Audrey Berry, are finally speaking out. And what they're revealing? It's nothing short of shocking. From explosive breakups to behind-the-scenes drama, these women lift the curtain on a side of Kid Rock the world has never seen. What happened in these relationships? And why are they breaking their silence now? Let's dive into the revelations shaking up the rock star's world. The untold story of Kid Rock and Sheryl Crow, music, rumors, and reality.
Kid Rock will be joined by special guest Sheryl Crow. In Cincinnati for the opening night, the two friends discussed their relationship.
When two powerhouse names in music come together, there's always a story to tell. That was exactly the case when Kid Rock and Sheryl Crow joined forces in 2002 for their now iconic duet, Picture. What began as an unexpected collaboration quickly became a timeless hit, tugging at heartstrings and leaving an undeniable mark on the music industry. But beyond the melody and lyrics, what was happening behind the scenes? Was there more than just music between these two artists? Picture isn't just another song. It's the kind of track that stops you in your tracks. The raw emotion, the haunting melody, the unfiltered pain of lost love, everything about it resonates deeply with listeners. At its core, it's a heartbreak anthem, one that feels so real you'd think it was ripped straight from the pages of a tragic love story. Kid Rock, famous for his gritty blend of rock and rap, teamed up with Sheryl Crow, whose soulful voice and poetic storytelling have made her a staple in the industry. Together, they created something that neither had ever done before, a song that stripped away genre boundaries and laid bare the rawness of love and loss. But what most people don't know is that the version we all recognize and love rarely made it to the airwaves. Due to licensing issues with Crow's record label, an alternate version featuring singer Alison Moorer was sent to radio stations. However, fate had other plans. Fans overwhelmingly embraced the version with Crow, which ultimately became the defining rendition that solidified its place in music history. While the song itself became legendary, what truly fueled speculation was the undeniable chemistry between Kid Rock and Sheryl Crow during the recording process. Their voices intertwined effortlessly, and the emotion in their delivery felt so authentic and personal that fans couldn't help but wonder, was there something deeper between them? How could they sing with such raw passion if they weren't actually living the pain they were expressing? As soon as Picture became a smash hit, the media went into a frenzy. Tabloids were flooded with rumors that Kid Rock and Sheryl Crow were more than just musical collaborators. The contrast between them made the idea even more intriguing. Kid Rock, the hard-partying, no-filter rock star, and Sheryl Crow, the graceful, introspective singer-songwriter. It was a classic case of opposites attract, and the public couldn't get enough of it. Paparazzi followed their every move, hoping to capture proof of a romance, and gossip columns churned out endless theories. Were they secretly dating? Was Picture a reflection of their own love story? The speculation reached a fever pitch, with some fans convinced that their onstage and in-studio connection had to be rooted in something real. But here's the truth. They were never romantically involved. Both Kid Rock and Sheryl Crow addressed the rumors head-on, laughing them off and making it clear that their relationship was strictly professional. Crow even joked in an interview, "I think people just can't imagine us sitting in a room writing music together without thinking something else is going on."
Kid Rock's song Picture is a pretty straightforward country ballad about heartbreak, but it came with a lot of drama.
Kid Rock, never one to shy away from blunt honesty, also set the record straight. He expressed his deep admiration for Crow, but made it clear that their bond was built on mutual respect, not romance. So if they weren't actually in love, how did they manage to pour so much emotion into picture? The answer lies in their artistry. Both musicians are masters at channeling real-life experiences into their music. They didn't have to be in a relationship to bring picture to life. They simply knew how to tell a story that felt heartbreakingly real. Sheryl Crow later reflected on their collaboration, calling Kid Rock a talented and fearless artist. She admired his willingness to step outside his comfort zone, just as he appreciated her dedication to authenticity. Their connection wasn't about romance. It was about music, respect, and a shared understanding of what makes a song truly resonate. Despite their differences in musical styles, Crow has never had anything but praise for Kid Rock's artistry. She's spoken highly of his ability to seamlessly blend genres, his relentless work ethic, and his fearless approach to music. In various interviews, she's referred to him as a true artist and has openly expressed how much she enjoyed working with him. Crow has always been about authenticity, and in Kid Rock, she saw someone who lived by the same principle. Even though she leans more toward folk and country, their respect for each other's work transcended genres. For his part, Kid Rock has also expressed admiration for Crow, not just for her music, but for the way she carries herself. He has described her as an amazing woman who brings a sense of peace and calm, something he admits is rare in his otherwise chaotic world. That's a stark contrast to many of Kid Rock's past relationships, which often played out under the unforgiving glare of the public eye. His romances have been anything but low-key, frequently making headlines for all the wrong reasons. But that's where the real contrast comes in. While Sheryl Crow has built a career and life rooted in privacy and authenticity, Kid Rock has embraced a persona fueled by controversy. He thrives in chaos, never afraid to speak his mind or ruffle feathers. His public image has been shaped by his larger-than-life personality, outspoken political views, and unwillingness to conform to industry norms. So, while his professional relationship with Crow was built on mutual respect and artistic collaboration, their approaches to fame and public life were different. And speaking of Kid Rock's public persona, his name has never been far from controversy. From his outspoken opinions to his headline-grabbing antics, Kid Rock has built an image that's as polarizing as it is iconic. But how much of it is real, and how much is just part of the act? And what about the people closest to him? How do they handle the storm that constantly surrounds him? That's where things get interesting. Stay tuned, because we're about to dive deep into the public image and controversies of Kid Rock. And trust me, you won't want to miss what comes next. Kid Rock's public image and controversies. Kid Rock has never been one to shy away from controversy. Whether it's his music, outspoken political views, or brash personality, he has always found himself at the center of heated debates.
What are you smoking? It looks great. It smells great.
A Fuente short story and an ice-cold beer.
No, all right,
It's the right night to celebrate, right?
It's the perfect night to celebrate.
Over the years, his unapologetic stance on various issues has both earned him devoted fans and alienated others. His strong support for certain political figures, use of provocative language, and rebellious attitude have made him a divisive figure in the entertainment industry. One of his most talked-about controversies was his open endorsement of Donald Trump during the 2016 and 2020 presidential elections. Never one to mince words, Kid Rock fully embraced his political identity, even when it risked pushing away segments of his audience. While some admired his straightforward approach, others saw it as alienating and inflammatory. Another major controversy erupted in 2019 when Kid Rock was accused of making offensive remarks during a live performance. The backlash was swift, with critics calling for boycotts of his music and businesses. Despite the criticism, Kid Rock remained defiant, refusing to back down from his statements. His tendency to spark outrage has only cemented his reputation as an unfiltered, no-holds-barred personality in the entertainment world. Yet, amid all the noise and media storms, one question lingers. How has his relationship with Audrey Barry managed to endure? Unlike his past relationships, which often played out in the public eye, his bond with Barry remains largely private. Many speculate that her low-key approach to fame shields their relationship from the scrutiny and controversy that have followed him throughout his career. Kid Rock himself has spoken highly of Barry, calling her his anchor in difficult times. Her calm and reserved nature contrasts sharply with his larger-than-life persona, providing him with a sense of stability that may have been missing in his past high-profile romances. By staying away from the limelight, Barry avoids becoming a target of public criticism, allowing their relationship to thrive outside of the chaos that often surrounds Kid Rock's public life. When it comes to his romantic history, the media has always been eager to dissect every detail. His brief marriage to Pamela Anderson was a prime example. Every argument, every reconciliation, and every dramatic moment was splashed across tabloids. Their relationship was turbulent, marked by clashing lifestyles and professional demands. When their union ended, the narrative painted by the media was one of incompatibility and drama. With Audrey Berry, however, the story is entirely different. Unlike Anderson's high-profile celebrity life, Berry chooses to remain in the shadows, making few public appearances and keeping their relationship away from the headlines. Even their engagement was announced without the usual spectacle that accompanied Kid Rock's past relationships. This stark contrast has led many to wonder, has he finally found the key to a lasting relationship? By keeping their romance under wraps, Kid Rock and Audrey Barry may have discovered the secret to surviving the pressures of fame. Without the constant intrusion of the media, they are free to build a relationship on their own terms, away from the court of public opinion. But before we dive into the dynamics of his current relationship, we need to look back at one of Kid Rock's most infamous love stories, his whirlwind romance with Pamela Anderson. Their fiery relationship made headlines, but what went wrong? And why did their marriage come to such a dramatic end? Stay tuned, because the truth behind their explosive love story is just getting started. Kid Rock and Pamela Anderson, a fiery romance that burned out too fast. Kid Rock and Pamela Anderson's relationship was nothing short of a whirlwind, a mix of passion, drama, and media frenzy. Unlike Kid Rock's artistic collaboration with Sheryl Crow, his romance with Anderson was marked by intense highs and crashing lows, making them one of the most talked-about couples of the early 2000s. Their love story began in the early 2000s, when Kid Rock, at the height of his music career, and Pamela Anderson, already a global icon thanks to Baywatch, found themselves drawn to each other. The public couldn't get enough of them. He was the rebellious rock star, and she was the blonde bombshell. Their chemistry was undeniable, and when they decided to tie the knot in 2006,
Pam and Kid Rock were married in 2006 and split in 2007. She's been married 4 times.
It seemed like the ultimate rock and roll fairy tale. The couple's wedding was as unconventional as their relationship. They exchanged vows on a luxurious yacht in Saint-Tropez, with Anderson making headlines for her daring choice of a white bikini instead of a traditional wedding dress. The images painted a picture of carefree romance and wild passion, but behind the glamorous facade, trouble was already brewing. Cracks in their marriage began to show almost immediately. One of the biggest challenges was their vastly different lifestyles. Kid Rock, known for his no-holds-barred, party-fueled way of living, clashed with Anderson's evolving priorities. She was beginning to shift her focus toward activism, particularly animal rights and environmental causes, while Kid Rock remained deeply immersed in the world of rock and rebellion. These fundamental differences created tension, and their passionate love quickly turned into fiery arguments. Then came the infamous Borat incident, a moment that reportedly pushed their already fragile relationship over the edge. Anderson's cameo in the comedy film allegedly caught Kid Rock off guard, leading to a heated argument that would be one of the final straws. Just 4 months after their wedding, in November 2006, Pamela Anderson filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences.
Pam filed for divorce on July 3rd. The two were first married back in 2007, but were only together for 2 months before the marriage was annulled.
By 2007, their marriage was officially over as quickly as it had begun. In the aftermath of their split, Anderson spoke candidly about their relationship. She described it as fun but crazy, suggesting that while there was love, their personalities were simply too different to sustain a lasting marriage. Their romance, filled with passion and spontaneity, had been exciting, but ultimately unsustainable. For Anderson, the divorce marked a significant turning point. She redirected her energy toward activism, working with organizations like PETA and using her platform to champion the causes closest to her heart. She also distanced herself from the Hollywood spotlight, opting for a more private and purpose-driven life. Meanwhile, Kid Rock remained true to his rebellious persona, continuing to make music and stay in the public eye. But while Pamela Anderson moved on, Kid Rock found love once again, this time with someone far removed from the chaos of his past. His longtime fiancée, Audrey Berry, took a completely different approach to their relationship, choosing to remain out of the public eye. But who is Audrey Barry, and how did she manage to keep their love story so private in a world that thrives on publicity? Audrey Berry, the woman who keeps Kid Rock grounded. When people think of Kid Rock, they picture his bold persona, his fusion of rock, country, and rap, and his history of high-profile relationships. From a whirlwind romance and marriage to Pamela Anderson to his no-filter personality, he has always embraced the spotlight. But when it comes to his longtime fiancée, Audrey Barry, things take a completely different turn. Unlike the famous women Kid Rock has been linked with, Audrey Barry is a mystery. Who is the woman he calls the love of his life, and why does she stay so far from the public eye? Audrey Barry isn't a name splashed across headlines, nor is she someone who seeks attention. She is the complete opposite of the high-energy, controversial lifestyle Kid Rock is known for. A private person by nature, Barry has managed to keep her life out of the media, which is no easy feat when your partner is one of music's most talked-about figures. But that's exactly how she wants it. She met Kid Rock in early 2000 after his tumultuous relationship with Pamela Anderson came to an end. Unlike the Hollywood romances that often fizzle out under public scrutiny, their connection was built on something deeper, something beyond the glitz and chaos of fame. In 2017, Kid Rock confirmed their engagement, but in true Audrey Barry fashion, it wasn't announced with grand gestures or media attention. Instead, fans noticed a diamond ring on her finger during Kid Rock's annual Chillin' the Most cruise, a private fan event he hosts. No magazine covers, no viral social media posts, just a quiet moment that reflected the nature of their relationship. This private, low-profile love story stands in stark contrast to Kid Rock's past relationships, especially his widely publicized marriage to Pamela Anderson. While Anderson thrived in the spotlight, often using her platform for activism and career opportunities, Barry has chosen a completely different path. She doesn't have a social media presence, rarely appears in public, and maintains a sense of mystery even when Kid Rock speaks about her in interviews. This striking difference from his past relationships has led many to wonder: is Audrey Barry the anchor that keeps Kid Rock grounded? Or is there another reason she chooses to remain in the background? Sheryl Crow, a timeless voice and a fearless spirit. Few artists can navigate the ever-changing music industry and remain as beloved as Sheryl Crow.
Cheryl Crow, as many wonder what her thoughts must be right now.
Her journey from a fresh-faced musician in the early 90s to a legendary singer-songwriter today is nothing short of remarkable. With an unmistakable voice and an ability to craft songs that resonate across generations, Sheryl has solidified her place in music history. From her breakthrough album Tuesday Night Music Club in 1993 to unforgettable hits like All I Wanna Do, If It Makes You Happy, and Soak Up the Sun, her discography is a soundtrack to life's highs and lows. What truly makes Sheryl stand out, however, is not just her music. It's her ability to evolve while staying true to herself. In an industry where trends come and go, she has remained both relevant and respected. Many artists struggle to reinvent themselves, but Cheryl has done so effortlessly, all while maintaining the heart and soul that define her sound. Her journey has not been without hardships. In 2006, she faced a life-changing battle with breast cancer.
I got breast cancer at the end of one relationship.
Instead of letting it overshadow her career, she turned her struggle into strength, becoming an advocate for early detection and women's health. Her openness about her experience inspired many, proving she was as strong in her personal life as she was on stage. But her activism didn't stop there. Cheryl has been a passionate supporter of environmental causes, disaster relief efforts, and education programs, using her influence for meaningful change. Whether performing for sold-out crowds or penning heartfelt lyrics in her Nashville home, Sheryl Crow remains a powerful force in the music world. She has faced challenges, reinvented herself, and continued to inspire. But how does another iconic blonde, Pamela Anderson, transform from a Hollywood bombshell to a fearless advocate? Stay tuned to find out. Pamela Anderson, from Hollywood icon to fearless advocate. For years, Pamela Anderson was best known as the sun-kissed lifeguard in Baywatch.
So, our first guest is an American symbol. She made the red swimsuit famous on Baywatch.
Her red swimsuit becoming a symbol of 90s pop culture. But behind that glamorous image was a woman with far more depth and determination than the world gave her credit for. While fame brought her global recognition, it never defined her. Over the past 2 decades, Pamela has shattered expectations, stepping away from Hollywood's spotlight to become one of the most passionate activists of her time. Her transformation wasn't just surprising, it was radical. Rather than staying in the comfort of celebrity status, Pamela used her platform to champion causes close to her heart. Animal rights became her mission, and she worked alongside organizations like PETA to fight against fur farming, factory farming, and cruelty to animals. She didn't just support these causes from the sidelines. She took action, writing letters to world leaders, speaking out against injustice, and dedicating herself fully to making a difference. But activism wasn't her only evolution. Pamela also found her voice as an author, peeling back the layers of her life in her memoir, Love, Pamela. In it, she offers an unfiltered look at her experiences, sharing the struggles, heartbreaks, and triumphs that shaped her. The book reveals a woman who is not just a former Hollywood star, but a survivor, resilient, complex, and deeply introspective.
This is her new memoir. It's called Love, Pamela, and her Netflix documentary is called Pamela, A Love Story. Please welcome Pamela Anderson.
Despite enduring public scrutiny and personal challenges, Pamela has continuously redefined herself, proving that reinvention is possible at any stage in life. She has transformed from a pop culture icon into a fearless advocate, proving that real beauty isn't just about appearance, it's about courage, conviction, and the willingness to stand for something greater than oneself. But while Pamela's story is well documented, one woman tied to Kid Rock has remained an enigma, Audrey Berry. Who is the woman behind the scenes, and why has she chosen to stay out of the spotlight? Stay tuned to uncover the mystery. Audrey Berry, the private woman behind the spotlight. Unlike the high-profile women Kid Rock has been linked to, such as Pamela Anderson and Sheryl Crow, Audrey Barry is a name that rarely makes headlines. In an era where celebrity relationships are constantly on display, her choice to remain in the background makes her an enigma. Who is this woman who captured the heart of one of rock's most outspoken and larger-than-life figures, yet chooses to remain unseen? Audrey Barry first met Kid Rock in the early 2000s, but unlike his past whirlwind romances, their relationship unfolded quietly, far from the cameras and the relentless curiosity of the media. While the world was fixated on his more publicized love affairs, Audrey and Kid Rock built something different, something away from the chaos of Hollywood's flashing lights. When the two became engaged in 2017, there was no grand announcement, no magazine cover, and no dramatic social media reveal. Instead, the news surfaced subtly, with Audrey spotted wearing a ring at one of Kid Rock's events. This understated approach was a stark contrast to his previous relationships, but for those who knew them, it made perfect sense. Audrey's ability to avoid the spotlight while being with a man as polarizing as Kid Rock speaks volumes about her character. She has no interest in chasing fame, nor does she seek validation from public attention. Instead, she remains focused on her private life, embodying a quiet strength that complements Kid Rock's often brash and rebellious persona. Fans admire her for this very reason: her loyalty, her independence, and her refusal to be consumed by the entertainment industry. While the world may never know much about Audrey Barry, her presence in Kid Rock's life tells a story of stability and devotion. What do you think about his divorce? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe.